All right, let me copy the link and distribute so that they can join back. I pray that. Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yes, can go ahead.
Okay. Hi everybody.
First thing first,
Um,
Check
I
if
want
your
to
line
I want
apologize
is
to
to
all.
being
apologize to
here.
all
Okay, yeah.
glitch that I've been having
Two
so
network
far.
glitch I've been having.
So, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All
So
right.
now we can
So,
continue.
this network is acting up, but
I don't know. Can they see my own side so I can just go on?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so welcome everybody to Joen Academy. Thank you, Joe, for inviting me. I'm honored to be here. Um, Today we'll be talking on brachial plexus. Okay, so I made an illustration of what the brachial plexus looks like. Okay, so this brachial plexus has five parts. We have the root, the trunk, division, cord, and the branches. All right. So what is the brachial plexus all about? The brachial plexus is a network of nerve fibers in the body that come together to innervate the muscles of the upper limb. And I explained that the upper limb is your hand. Everything here is the upper limb. Here, my body is the trunk and torso, but this one is not part of what we are talking about. So my hand, my shoulder, the arm, the forearm, and your heads, they are what makes up the upper limb. Okay. So these nerves, for these
Yeah.
muscles to work, for me to do my hands like this, for me to do all these movements, there are nerves that are causing it. There are nerves that are the function that they are the ones that causes these functions to happen. Okay, so they cause the movements. Like this one now is flexing. I'm flexing my arm. So there's a particular nerve that has this function. If I want to extend my arm like this, there's a particular nerve that also has this function. So we'll be looking at this and we'll be explaining all these things. So like I said, the brachial plexus is network of it's a group of nerve fibers, a network of nerve fibers. All these things here is just the nerve fibers, but I will explain them one after the other. So their general function is to innervate. In anatomy, we call it innervation. Nerves innervate muscles, all right? Your muscles and the
Yeah.
skin. Yeah. So they innervate the muscles and the skin of the upper limb. All right. So if that is synced in, we'll go back to continue what we are teaching. All right. So the roots of these brachial plexus is formed by C5 Mm? C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1 spinal nerve. So these are spinal nerves. Where are they coming from, you may ask, that they will form the roots? These spinal nerves are coming from your spinal cord, all right? From the back here, they are coming from the spinal cord. So each spinal nerve at each level of the spinal cord, at each level of the vertebrae, paired spinal nerves come out. So like C5 now is two. Like it comes out as a pair. It does not come out as one. All right. So C5 comes out as two. It comes out as the anterior and the posterior part. But only the anterior part of these spinal nerves are what makes up the brachial plexus. Okay? That's an important thing to note. None of these nerves have the posterior parts attached to it. The posterior part of these nerves, these spinal nerves, are innervating another group of muscles altogether, the back muscles.
The
That's
back.
what their function is. All right. So these
Okay.
ones, these are only made up of the ventral rami or the anterior rami
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
spinal nerve. Yeah. So, Joe, hope I'm getting it.
Yeah, my lady, you are doing
Yeah,
well. You
my
are doing
lady, you are
very
doing
well.
well. You are doing very well.
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
moving forward, so like I was saying, these roots, when they come out from the spinal nerves and the spinal cord, they leave the spinal cord via a space. There's like a hole, all right, and that hole is called the
Intervertebral.
intervertebral foramina. So they
Foramina.
leave
Wow,
that
that's
space
very nice.
to enter the base of the neck. Okay, your spinal cord starts from the after your medulla, then it goes down. So it enters the base of the neck here to the posterior part. So when these spinal nerves enter here, there are five of them: the C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. I don't know why
T1.
T1 entered. T1. Why did T1 enter? T1 Brahme, but
Ọwọ́ pẹ́ tí wọ́n á lè bọ̀.
why did T1 enter? Like we had C1,
Yeah,
C2, C3, and C4. They left
I,
these
I
ones to go
think
and pick T1 from where it is. So T1 just they do. He said no. He does the para. Say I must join them. So T1 is joining them. Okay. C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. So now when they get to the base of the neck, there's a very interesting thing that happens. All right. When they get there, they converge, like they merge together. Okay.
come
C5
together.
and C6 form one. They form one trunk. C8 continues, C7, sorry, continues on its own, maintains its own course. Then C8 and T1 merges together to form another trunk. So like you can see in this diagram below, C5 and C6 comes together to form the superior trunk of the brachial plexus. All right. Then
Yes, ma'am.
C7, like I said initially, continues on its own and it forms the middle trunk. All right. Then
Yes,
C8
ma'am.
and T1 continues on its own to form they come together to form what? The inferior trunk. So now
Period trunk.
we had five roots, okay? We had five roots, and now these five roots have merged together to form three trunks.
Three trunks.
It's just
Yeah.
like let's use the electrical system as an example, as an analogy, okay? Okay, so when let's say the spinal cord is the power supply company, maybe NEPA, like we know. Mm? The spinal cord is the NEPA. So now you know how we have high voltage power lines that supply light to, let's say, an estate. Okay, are you guys following? So you know how we have
Yeah,
high
I
voltage
can
power
hear
lines.
you.
So let's say we have an estate and the estate is labeled as estate A. So in this estate, five high power voltage line carry electricity. So they cannot just come and supply electricity to the houses. No. They will have to pass through the transformer. Alright? Now this transformer is our neck. I'm using the neck to be our transformer, okay? So the transformer now is our neck. And then when they get to the neck, when they get to the transformer, they are divided, they combine into three power main circuits. All right. So these three circuits are our trunks. Okay.
Mm.
The five power grids are our roots. They come together to form three trunks, three power circuits, which now goes further. Each of these power circuits now goes further to form the divisions. Okay.
Okay.
These divisions are like in an estate we have underground cables. The ones that carry power to the posterior part, that's the houses at the back, and the ones that carry power to the houses at the front, that's the anterior. In anatomy, anterior means front and posterior means back. So whenever I say
Okay.
anterior and posterior, you know that I'm talking of front and back. All right.
Back.
So
Yeah.
each of these trunks, like the superior trunk, it breaks into two parts, two divisions, the anterior and the posterior division.
Division.
The middle trunk
Yeah.
breaks into two also, the anterior and the posterior. So I used um I used orange, like I labeled it here. A is for anterior and P is for posterior.
Okay.
So orange
Wow.
stands for the anterior part and the brown color is for the posterior part. Okay, I don't know if you can see very well.
Alright. Yeah, it's legible enough. It's just that it's inverted, but it's okay. It's okay. The
Okay, it's
camera is
inverted.
inverted in the image. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's fine. It's
sorry.
fine. It's just for
Okay.
illustration purposes. They're already
All right.
indicated on the comment section, but it's just for indication illustration purposes. Not bad entirely. Okay, just continue.
Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry, but just
They
I'm sorry, but
understand.
let's just continue. Yeah, sure.
This is playing out
Yeah, yeah,
refraction and
yeah.
all reflection and the inversion of stuff. So it's okay.
Okay, so just for let's use the color now to like illustrate it. Okay, if you can see the orange color is for the anterior part, and then the brown color is for the posterior part. Okay, so we have six divisions. This brachial plexus just decrease. You understand? If you from five it turns
Yeah,
to three, from three it turns to six.
I love the
Which is
pigeon
the way
that
I'm.
keep the
Okay, so it just won't mess with our brain. What's wrong
yeah,
with it?
just one meant,
It's
just one meant.
like they meant it started as five. Okay, it started as five roots going to three trunks. Please don't forget the superior, middle, and inferior trunks. All right. Then in the divisions, there are six of them, three anterior divisions
Okay.
and three posterior divisions. Okay. So now these divisions they have divided though. They now decided to come back again. Hey, Chineke God. So they decided to come back again to form what we know as chords. Okay? So
Yeah.
the chords, what makes up these chords? Okay. The anterior division from the superior and middle trunk forms the lateral chord. We just have three chords.
Yeah, network is not so good from my own end. Yeah, but she will join us back. I think she's having a network issue, so she will join us back. So she was explaining the divisions of the brachial plexus. Like she rightly said, okay, it is divided. We have six divisions. We have three anterior divisions and three posterior divisions. Okay, so the we she said like she was teaching us about the trunks. Okay, we have the superior trunk, the middle trunk, and the inferior trunk. Okay, um, she's having a network issue. Okay,
Was it from my end?
yeah, from your end.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I apologize.
It's
Okay, we
fine.
can
It's
continue.
Yeah,
fine.
continue.
Yeah, continue.
Okay, so like I said, the anterior divisions, the two anterior divisions from the superior and middle trunk comes together to form the lateral cord. Okay, these two,
All
these
right.
two orange lines here, they form together to form this blue line, and this one is known as the lateral cord. Then the three posterior divisions, the three of them, you know we have three posterior divisions. They come
Mm.
together to form the posterior cord. They continue as the posterior cord, while the anterior division from the inferior trunk continues as the medial cord. So now, why do we name them lateral, posterior, and medial? In anatomy, anything that is we name things according to their positions or locations. It depends. Okay, if something is in the upper region, we call it superior. If something is in the lower region, we call it inferior. If it's in the middle, you just call it middle, or sometimes median. It depends. Okay, but this lateral and medial now, it tends to relate to parts of the body that is either towards or away from the body. So if I my hand may be inverted though, but I hope you guys can see. This part is away from the body, like it's going away from the body. So we call this part the lateral part. Then this part that is towards my body, this is my right hand, okay? The right part of my right hand is the lateral part, and then the left part of my right hand is the medial part. Okay? But then in my
Yeah.
left hand, yeah, the left part of my left hand, sorry, is the lateral part, is going away out of the body, and this one is towards my body. So we call it medial. Anything that is towards the body is medial part, and anything that is
Mm.
outside the body, going out from the body, is called the lateral part. So that's just for us to like know and follow up with what I'm talking about. Okay.
All right.
All right.
So
So
Mark, can I
now, so
can I
Mark,
shoot you
can I
something?
shoot you something? Yeah, you can.
Okay, okay. No,
Okay, okay.
you are
No,
kind of
you are kind of
describing
describing
the
the
the cause of the brachial
cause of the
plexus, right?
brachial plexus, right?
So
Yes.
you are trying to make
You are
us
trying to make
understand
us
that
understand that
you know, this cord
this cord
is named
is named
according to the
according
relation
to the
to
relation
the axillary
to the
artery, right?
axillary artery, right?
The one that
Yes.
is
The one
lateral
that
to
is
the axillary
lateral to the
artery,
axillary artery,
the one that is medial to
that
the
is
axillary
medial to
artery,
the axillary artery. Sure, sure.
and the one that is
And
what
the one that is what? Posterior.
posterior to the axillary
Posterior to
artery.
the axillary artery.
Okay. So
Okay.
the axillary artery now
The axillary
serves
artery now
as
serves as
a structure
a
that
landmarker
really
that really
tells us, okay,
tells
this
us, okay,
is the
this is
position of
the
this cord.
position of this cord. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
so
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 thank you so
so
much.
thank you
Thanks
so
a
much.
lot.
Thanks a lot.
Most of some
Most
of
of
the people
some of the people
that are
that
here with
are
us,
here with
because
us,
some of
because
them
some of them
are not
are
anatomy
not
inclined. So when
anatomy
you
inclined.
talk
So when
lateral,
you talk
they'll be
lateral,
like,
you'll be like,
what is he
what
saying?
is
What
he
does she mean
saying?
by
What does she
lateral?
mean by
Okay.
lateral? Yes, yeah,
So
exactly.
basically lateral is
Basically,
just,
lateral is
you know,
just, you know,
just
just
imagine yourself
imagine
to
yourself
be standing in
to
an
be standing
anatomical
in an
position,
anatomical position,
and
and
an imaginary
an
line is
imaginary
drawn
line is drawn
from your head
from your head
down to your leg.
down to your leg.
Okay, let's use
Okay, let's use
let's now use
let's now use
common
common
terminologies for this.
terminologies for this.
So this line
This
that is
line that
imaginary,
is
that is
imaginary,
dividing
that
your
is
body
dividing
into
your
three
body
equal
into
parts,
three equal parts.
we call it what?
We call
The
it what?
median line,
The
right?
median line, right?
The
Yes.
imaginary
The
line that
imaginary line
divides
that
us into
divides
three
us
equal parts.
into equal parts.
Now,
Now,
if the part of
if
your
the part
body
of your
that is
body that is
outside
outside
towards that line
towards that line
is what
is
we
what
now say
we
that
now
that
say
part of your
that
body
that
is
part of your body
lateral.
is lateral. Yes.
Is in the
Is
lateral
lateral, is in the
position.
lateral
But
position.
the part of the
But the
body that
part
is
of the body that
closer
is
to this
closer
median
to
line,
this medial line,
we now say that
we now
well,
say
this part
that
of the
well,
body
this part
is
of the body
medial.
is the medial part. Yeah.
So we now,
So
in the
we
case
now,
of the
in the
cords of
case
the
of the
brachial
cords of
plexus
the
now,
brachial plexus now,
we are using
we are
the
using
axillary
the
artery
axillary
as
artery
what the
as
landmark
what
now.
the landmark now.
So the lateral cord
So the
is
lateral cord
lateral
is
to the
lateral
axillary artery.
to the axillary artery.
The medial cord
The
is
medial
medial to
cord
the
is
axillary
medial to
artery.
the axillary artery.
while the posterior cord lies
posterior
what?
cord lies
Posterior to
what?
the axillary arm.
The axillary arm.
Yeah.
Okay, man. That's what I just wanted
That's
to
what I
ship
just
in.
wanted to ship in.
All right.
Okay, man.
Thank you
Thank you
for
so
that.
much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
Okay,
much.
much.
continue.
Continue.
Okay. So, and that's all about the chords. So we have the lateral cord, posterior cord, and the medial cord. Now, the major parts of these nerves. These cords now further divide to give us five major branches. Okay, it gives us
Okay.
five major branches. Okay. The musculocutaneous branch, the axillary branch, the median branch, the radial branch, and the ulnar branch. Now these nerves, these are nerve fibers. What do these nerves do? They innervate muscles. Okay, they innervate muscles. There are muscles in your hands. Here we have the biceps breaker. You men that work out, you could always try to work your biceps.
Yeah,
Off, off,
I
off.
think
Yeah,
mine is
I think
relief.
mine.
I mean, your no show for your own no show. You see men when they work out ahead, they lift weights, everything. Your biceps,
Yeah,
all these muscles, there are nerves. They act like electrical signals. Okay, they send electrical signals to these muscles for them to act, for you to be able to do certain things, even to hold pen. As I'm holding this pen right now, the ulnar nerve is what controls it. Okay, because it controls the fine movements of the hands. Okay, so as I'm
yeah,
holding this pen right now, there are nerves that are working. There are nerves that are working. Anything you are doing in your body, there are certain things that controls them, and that's what we are talking about today. So going furthermore, we'll be talking about the functions of these branches. The five branches, let me say them again: musculocutaneous nerve, axillary nerve, median nerve, radial, and ulnar nerve. Okay, you said the picture is inverted, but if you look
mm.
closely,
we, we can manage.
We
It's
can
fine.
manage.
okay, if you look closely, and then there's an important landmark in anatomy when dissecting cadavers. Okay, cadavers are
Mm.
dead bodies that we use in practicals. We call them cadavers. Okay. So when you are dissecting the, I didn't say something, sorry, I omitted this. This brachial plexus, all right, when it's in the root of the neck,
M flex, right?
yeah, it passes through the axilla to enter here. It does not just go through the body. It goes through the neck, the posterior triangle of the neck, passes between the anterior and middle scalene muscle, and then enters the axilla.
Okay.
Through your axilla is your armpit. Okay, it's your armpit. This region, that's your axilla. So these brachial plexus, this is their course. This is how they flow. Okay. So now, in case you are dissecting a cadaver and you don't know which one is which is which, you see something like this. There is an M structure. If you can see it if you can see it in the camera, there's an M structure here. So from here, all right. So this place, this M structure, there's an M structure in the axilla that you will see when dissecting cadaver. That will show you, that will at least give you a hint as to, okay, you have already gotten to the brachial plexus. Okay, this, and then you find the musculocutaneous nerve, medial to the lateral to the body. You'll find the median nerve that is in the middle. Okay, and then you find the ulnar nerve that is medial to the body. All right, so and that's basically almost everything we need to know about the brachial plexus. So just know that it's a network of nerve fibers that has five parts: the root, the trunk, the division, the cords, and the branches. So in case you forget these roots, division, cord, which one comes before which, you can use a simple mnemonic to understand it. Now, I came up with one. for my Anambra people that love business. Okay. So, and this mnemonic is, I'm going to write it out. Sorry, I'm taking time. Oh. Okay, so for your roots, your trunk, your division, your cord, and your branches, you can just say ready to do cool business. Okay. If you are talking with someone, maybe your friend, you say, I'm ready to do cool business. You understand? Use it to remember the different parts of the brachial plexus: the roots, the trunk, the divisions, the cords, and the branches. Alright. So now we are going to talk about the functions of these five branches. Okay? The musculocutaneous nerve. What does the musculocutaneous nerve do? The musculocutaneous nerve, it comes from the roots C5, C6, and C7. Right, Joe? Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah. It has
Yeah, it has
three levels.
three levels.
Mm.
C5, E6,
C6 and
and
You are right.
C7.
you are right.
Alright. So the motor function of this musculocutaneous nerve is that it innervates the brachia, brachialis. It innervates the
Okay.
biceps brachii and the coracobrachialis. All right. Then the sensory
Okay.
function, that's the feeling function it gives, is that it's in the shoulder and the forearm. All right. It gives
Okay.
sensation to the skin of the shoulder and the forearm. That's what the musculocutaneous nerve does. So you find your biceps here. Triceps are more of the posterior part here.
Mm.
So you find your biceps, coracobrachialis, brachialis muscle. They are all here in your arm. Then the musculocutaneous nerve, what it supplies them, it innervates them. Okay. Then we move over to the axillary nerve. The axillary nerve has two roots, C5 and C6. Okay. And then it innervates two muscles. The motor function, it innervates two muscles, which are the deltoid and teres minor muscle. We have teres major and teres minor,
Yeah.
but this one innervates the deltoid muscle and your teres minor. That's what the axillary nerve does. Remember, the roots are C5 and C6. Okay. Then the median nerve, the one that runs in the middle, that's why we call it the median nerve. If you see it, it's the one that runs in the middle. Okay. It has roots from C6 to T1. The median nerve, it roots from C6 to T1. But in some individuals, we find some nerve fibers coming from C5 roots. You know, ahumad nina burofu, makandina siwa. Eh? Ahumad nina burofu. So everybody's body is not the same. So some people in the
Yes.
normal, yes, like the normal way is that it starts from C6 to T1. But in some people, it can also start from C5. Okay. So now, what are the motor functions of this median nerve? So the median nerve is mainly involved in innervating most of the flexor muscles in the forearm. Flexor muscles are muscles that help you to flex your arm. Okay. And then the tenor muscles and the two lumbricals in the hands.
Lateral
That's what it
umbilicus.
innervates. Yes, the lateral lumbricals in the hand. That's what the median nerve does. And then the sensory function is that it controls thumb movement. Thumb. Because it's the two lateral lumbricals here. So it controls what? Thumb movement. Okay. So that's the function of these three nerves mentioned already: musculocutaneous, axillary, and the median nerve. I don't understand it.
Please, if you are following,
Going
just
on.
drop a
Please, if you
comment
are
on the
following,
comment
just
section.
drop
I'm
a comment
seeing
on the
a
comment
lot
Yeah,
of
you can
section.
just
people.
I'm
drop a
seeing
thumbs up or
a lot of
something.
Yeah,
people.
just a thumb up. Yeah, they are actually
Just a
following,
thumb
man.
up.
They are actually
Yeah, they are
following.
actually
I'm
following,
seeing
man.
their
They are actually
comments. You are
following.
doing very
I'm
well.
seeing their comments.
You
You
are
are doing very
breaking it
well.
down
You are
in
breaking it
such a way
down
that,
in such a way that
you know, even if you are not
even if
anatomy
you are
or
not
medically
anatomy or
inclined,
medically inclined,
you have an idea
you have
of
an
what is
idea
being
of
talked
what
about.
is being talked about.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
So
that's the
you're
purpose.
doing very
That's the
well.
You're
purpose.
doing very
Just to
well.
like break it down so that people will understand, even if you have never had any knowledge of any medical knowledge before. Okay, so that's it. Okay, we have two more nerves that we need to discuss, and these nerves are the radial and the ulnar nerve. So, in your hands, to actually tell us why these nerves are given the names radial nerve and ulnar nerve. Here in our forearm, we have two bones. Okay, Joe, what are the two bones we have here?
You have the
We
radius
have
and
the
the
radius
ulna.
and the ulnar.
So, and the radius is located where? Lateral or medial?
Radius is
Radius is
located.
located.
Okay, let me help him. The radius is located towards is at the lateral part of the body. Okay, and then the ulna is the one that
Yes.
is in the medial part. All right. So for because
Okay.
the radial
That's why you
nerve,
are
That's why you are
anatomy.
anatomy.
the radial nerve is towards the lateral part. We gave it the radial. We call it the radial nerve or the thumb nerve because it controls the thumb too. So it controls the extensor muscles of the forearm, muscles that help you to extend your arm. Okay, and also the triceps
Okay.
brachii. Mm-hmm. Musculocutaneous does goes for the biceps, but radial nerve goes for the triceps brachii. Okay, it
Tricep.
extends. Tricep. It helps in extension. This is extension. I'm extending my arm. All right, and this is flexion. I'm flexing my arm. So the ulnar nerve, we call it the funny bone nerve. I will tell you why we call it the funny bone nerve. Okay, so the ulnar nerve, it goes from the root C8 to T1, C8 and T1. Okay, the functions is that it controls the muscles of the hand. My hands is the ulnar nerve that controls it, but it's not every part of the hand. Okay, because the median nerve, like I said initially, is already controlling the tendon muscles in the hand and the two lateral lumbricals. So the other
Lumbricus.
muscles that are remaining in the hand are innervated by the ulnar nerve. All right. Okay. So
Okay.
that is everything about the brachial plexus. Before any question before we move into the clinical correlation. Any questions?
Please, is there
Is
any
there any
question?
question?
Okay.
Okay.
There is
There's
something
something
I want
I
to
want to
also chip
also
in.
keep in.
You know,
You know,
um,
um,
when you are
when
talking
you are talking
about
about
the use of the branches of the
branches of the
brachial
brachial
plexus,
plexus,
you
Mm-hmm.
find out that
find
the
out that the
radial nerve
radial nerve
has all
has
the
all
roots
the
Yes, yes.
from T5
C5 to
to T1, right?
T1. Yeah.
So, and then
and then
for median nerve,
median nerve,
though you
though you
pointed it
pointed
out,
it out,
it also
it
have
also
some
have
in some
some
people.
people.
It has
It
all the
has all the
roots.
roots.
Why in
Why
some?
in
It
some? It
starts with
starts
C,
with C,
T1,
T1,
T1.
T1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these
So
are the
these are
few
the
things
few
I would
things I
want
would
to
want to.
keep in. So I'm
I'm
happy the
happy
way
the
you
way
break
you
it
break
down,
it down.
you know,
You know,
explaining it
explaining
with
it with
illustration,
illustration,
using
using
something that we
something that
can
we can
relate,
relate,
especially
especially
ready to
ready
do
to
cool
do
business with
business
an
with an
Anambra man.
Anambra man.
Yes. And people,
So
they still
so
love
it is
me.
So it is
actually a
actually
good
a good
acronym because
because
it's a good
it's a good
acronym
acronym
because it
because
helps
it
you
helps
to
you
really
to
know,
really know,
okay,
okay,
ready
ready
for the
for the
roots,
Roots, yeah.
um,
um um
Two.
which other
which
one?
other one?
Trunk.
Ready
Ready
to, okay,
okay
to
to
trunk.
trunk.
Then do,
Then do
which is
Is
D,
which is
division.
is
D
for
is
Yeah.
division.
for division.
And
Yeah.
then
And then
goodness.
C, cool.
goodness.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Yeah, I
cool. Yeah,
omitted
I
cool, which is
omitted
cool.
cool.
which is the chords,
Chord.
and then the last one, which is what? The last one, which is
Business
business,
for
is the
branches.
main branch. So, but these divisions of the brachial plexus, it doesn't mean that they all have different functions. The functions is still to bring about sensation and then contraction and relaxation of the muscle. So the trunk
That's
of
the
the brachial
general
plexus
function.
does not do a different function.
Mm.
It still does other function, which is contraction and relaxation of the muscle. So this division of the brachial plexus is basically to just for description purposes.
Yeah.
So that is the few things I just want to put in. Thank you so much, ma. Continue.
You're welcome.
My mind and my brain is being unraveled to
Okay. So
wonderful
let's
things about the brachial plexus.
okay. So we are going to move into the clinical correlation or the clinical anatomy of the brachial plexus. So what do we mean by this clinical correlation or clinical anatomy? It's when we knowledge of anatomy and then relate it to real life problems, real life injuries, diseases, symptoms, etc. Okay? So that's what is known as the clinical correlation. So maybe
Yeah.
if you see someone that is experiencing such thing, you say, okay, this thing is as a result of injury to the brachial plexus. Oh, is that what's happening? That's what helps us to like find out, okay, this is what this person is suffering. Okay, that's clinical correlation. So there are three main injuries to the brachial plexus. There are three of them. Three main injuries to the brachial plexus. One is injury to the upper root, that's C5 and C6. Okay, injury to the upper root. And then another one is injury to the lower root, C8 and C1. This can cause a condition. These injuries causes conditions that are known today in the medical field. So we're going to take them one by one after the other, and explain them one by one. And for the purpose of this explanation, I'll be showing you guys some diagrams that I drew, but please don't laugh at my diagram. Okay, so let's go. Okay, the first one is called Erb's palsy. Okay, this. So this is injury. I say don't laugh at my diagram, joke. This is injury to the upper root, C5 and C6. Okay, what can cause this thing? You know, as during delivery, all right, when a woman is giving birth and the nurses or the midwives are like trying to help her bring out the eh? Were you saying something? Okay.
Network. Just continue. Don't worry. Continue.
Okay, like I was saying, Erb's palsy is one of the conditions. Okay, it's one of the injuries to the brachial plexus, and it's caused by stretching. It's caused by stretching, like maybe during a difficult birth, or maybe you fall on your shoulder. So people that like to roll over, fall, you could be injuring, you could be hurting your arm, you could be hurting your shoulder, and it could cause you problems. Okay, so every part of your body deserves care. Every part of your body deserves special care. None is hard. You may think it's hard. It's very very fragile. Oh. So all these things, injury to that thing may be overstretching as they are trying to bring out the child. Okay, during vaginal birth, then they may stretch the person's musculocutaneous nerve and the axillary nerve, because these are the nerves that are affected in this condition. This condition that is known as Erb's palsy. Erb's palsy, ERB apostrophe S, then palsy. Palsy refers to injury, it's just a funny name for injury or paralysis or loss of action at a certain point. So what does this Erb's palsy do? What is the feature of it? Because the nerves have been affected, okay, the nerves coming from the upper root C5 and C6, because they have been affected, you will notice that the person will lose power in the arm and in the shoulder. So the person's arm will now be kind of limped. The person cannot move the arm again, and the hand will be in a waiter's position, you know, like at the back like this. Okay, so that we call it waiter's tip, like akazo kind of position. A maybe
With
Yes.
if you people
yes,
that go to bar,
In cars,
like all these
these how do
that
people that
collect like
like
people that go to bar, a waiter will come and serve you, you know, serve you drinks, and then just do it like this, make you give am something. We call it waiter's tip. That's what this Erb's palsy can do. Okay, when you suffer from Erb's palsy, you might have seen
all
people
right,
who actually have this. Their arms are inverted, like towards the back, like this. The wrist will drop towards the back. Ọ dịka onye ahụ na-anaghị ihe mana otu aka ya dị. Please, if you see people that have such conditions, don't laugh at them. It's not their fault. Some of them were not born this way. It may just be as a result of injury during childbirth that they have such conditions. But it can be treated. Okay? Erb's palsy can be treated with physiotherapy and surgery. You know, with nerve reconstruction surgery and all that, it can be treated. So this is one of the conditions. This is one of the clinical anatomies we have under the brachial plexus. Erb's palsy, an injury to the brachial plexus, to the upper roots. Okay? Upper roots. Erb's palsy is upper roots of the brachial plexus. Alright? Okay, so
all right,
going further, there is also injury to the lower roots of the brachial plexus, C8 and T1. Okay? So this condition is not, the spelling is KLUMPKE apostrophe S palsy, Klumpke's palsy. So we have Erb's palsy and we have Klumpke's palsy. Okay, so this Klumpke's palsy is just injury to the lower roots. Affects majorly the median ulnar nerve. Okay, yeah, it affects majorly the median and the ulnar nerve. So I said something before about telling you that the ulnar nerve is also known as the funny bone, the funny bone nerve. So here's why it's called the funny bone nerve. It's called the funny bone nerve because you know when you hit your elbow against a wall,
do like
have you
electric
ever
shock.
do
experienced
like
that?
electric shock.
Yeah, that electric, that tingling sensation, yeah, is the ulnar nerve that causes that. You hit your nerve and all that. So it's called the funny bone. It gives you one kind funny
Okay,
feeling, and
okay.
you hold your
Because
hand like, oh my
Because
god, what's, yeah. So that tingling sensation is
yeah, can
caused
yeah,
by
can
the ulnar nerve.
so is it due to the fact that the owner nerve do this right?
I can't hear you. Sorry.
like
Like
on
on
the
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
The network is really acting up, but well, you can hear me,
really
right?
acting about.
Yeah, a little. Just a little.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I can hear you. Can I continue? Eh?
Just continue.
Okay. But can you hear me? Joe, can you hear me?
Continue. Just the network is too good at my end, but continue.
Okay. So when you have injury to the lower roots of the brachial plexus, it results in a condition known as Klumpke's palsy. Okay? The nerves affected are the ulnar and the median nerve, and then it causes the person's hand. The person loses function in the thumb, in the hands. Okay, because the ulnar nerve and the median nerve are responsible for the extensor muscles of the arm, of the hand. All right. The median nerve supplies the thenar muscles and the two lateral lumbricals, while the ulnar nerve supplies the rest. So they control muscles of the hand. So when there is loss of function to these nerves, to these muscles, there will be the hand will be in a clawed position, be like this. Erb's palsy gives the person a waiter's tip position, while Klumpke's palsy gives the person a clawed hand. Okay, the person cannot extend the hands. If you can see what I'm doing, this is extension. I'm extending my fingers. I'm extending the hand. All right. But because you are suffering from Klumpke's palsy, you cannot be able to extend the hand, the muscles. I'm doing this now because I'm alright. I know they suffer from it. Alright? But people that are suffering from this will not be able to extend their muscles. Their hands will be like this, flexed, because they cannot extend it anymore. Alright. Joe, are you following? Joe, what's up? Can you hear me? Okay, good. Can you hear me?
Neck is really terrible from my own end.
So, okay. I think Joe has joined us back. Alright. So the last clinical correlate is radial nerve palsy. Hmm? Radial nerve palsy. As you can see from this diagram, the person's wrist is in a dropped position, like this. So when you see someone's hand is dropped and the person cannot like flex it, extend it like this. Person's hand is flexed like this and cannot extend it. It's known as radial nerve palsy. It's just injury to the radial nerve. resulting in a wrist drop. I think we'll have to end it here because network on Joe's end is very bad. Joe, what's up?
Hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you. I'm done, no. I don't know if you can hear me.
Talk is really terrible. I was listening to what you were saying.
Okay, but I'm done explaining everything. I don't know if we can entertain questions from the audience.
hear you
very
very
well.
well. It
But
was just so
it
bad
was
that you
just so
couldn't
bad
hear
that
me.
you couldn't hear me.
Okay, but you can hear me.
I can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
Okay. Okay, like I was saying, I said I'm done explaining everything, including radial nerve palsy, like I showed. Okay, resulting in a wrist drop is one of the conditions of the brachial plexus injuries. This one is known as radial nerve palsy. So we have Erb's palsy, we have Klumpke's palsy, and we have radial nerve palsy. So, Joe, what next? Are we entertaining questions? Network is
The
bad.
network is bad.
Okay, I think we should end the live now. What do you think? I think we should end it because I'm done teaching everything.
Thank you, Miss. Network is so bad. You've done so well.
Yeah, I think the network is so bad.
It's just to just end the session. Today is just the first time that we are trying this out. I believe subsequent will have a better
Connection, and
connection and
we'll have a good
delivery.
delivery.
You've done
So
so well.
you've
Like,
done so well.
is just wonderful.
Yeah, can you hear me?
You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah, let's just
So thank you so much for coming today.
You're welcome.
I'm very
grateful
grateful. I'm super excited
for
and that
delivery.
you
Just that the
keep
network
getting
is making everything,
but it's fine.
but
It's
it's
fine.
fine.
I'm grateful.
It's fine. I'm grateful. So
In the next session
we'll have a better turnout,
have
and
a
we'll have a
better,
better
you know, network,
hope, and I believe.
hope and I believe.
So
So
thank you. And
so guys, I
so
want you
guys,
all
I
to know
want
that
you
we'll
all
be
to know
seeing
that
our
we'll be
face
seeing our face
more often.
more often.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
have
have
plans
plans
of
of
seeing
seeing
her
her
every
every
now
now
and
and
then.
then.
She'll
She'll
be
be
coming
coming
live
live
to
to
take
take
us
us
from
from topics,
topics, okay,
okay,
that
that
she
she
really
really
have
have
so
so
much
much
interest
interest
in.
in. So I'm sorry that the network couldn't allow us to go any further. I can barely hear myself, so I'm just trying so that we can just wrap it up and then. So, Mr. Nye, thank you so
much. Any final
much from you.
words?
Just
Okay, I just want to thank everyone who joined us. I am super grateful for making out the time to come and listen and for your comments. I see all of them. Thank you very much. Uh, Isaac David, thank you. Onyebushi Tochukwu, thank you. Speed, thank you. Modestus, thank you so much. DC Navigator, I see all of you. Thank you for joining our live, and I appreciate you all. I also appreciate you, Joe, as the host, for inviting me and for having me here. It's a
yeah,
wonderful opportunity. I am short of words. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
ma.
much,
Thank you
ma.
for
Thank you
honoring the
for honoring the
invitation.
invitation.
You're
You know,
welcome.
it's not everybody
It's
that
not
will give
everybody that will give this kind of
invitation that will
invitation that will
come out.
come out.
You
Actually
actually
patient
patient
with
with
us,
us,
even
even
when the
when the
network
network
started
started misbehaving
misbehaving.
at the outset.
Mm.
So
Thank you so much. So
thank you
next
so
time we'll
much.
have
So next time we'll have a better network.
All right. I hope
All
so.
right.
All right.
Thank you so much and
Thank
Have
you
a
have a
so
good
much
wonderful
day,
and
time.
have a
everyone.
wonderful
Thank
time.
you. You too.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye. Okay, guys. Thank you all. It's a great opportunity to have you. And Nenye, thank you for coming around. And thanks to everybody that joined us live. Thank you so much. We'll do this next time. So keep following Joen Academy. Share our video, share our link to your friends and everybody. Let's make medical education fun.